When approaching a railroad crossing with flashing red lights and a lowered gate, a driver must A. Proceed with caution if no train is visible. B. Stop at least 15 feet away and remain stopped until the gate raises. C. Drive around the gate if you're late. D. Honk to alert the train and cross quickly. Answer: B. It's illegal and dangerous to cross a railroad when red lights are flashing and the gate is lowered. South Dakota law requires stopping no closer than 15 feet. On a 2-lane road, you must stop when A. A school bus has activated its yellow hazard lights. B. You are traveling in the opposite direction of a bus with flashing red lights. C. A bus is parked at a school. D. You are passing a moving bus in a turn lane. Answer: B. South Dakota law requires all traffic in both directions to stop for a school bus with flashing red lights unless on a divided highway. What is the best practice when driving in heavy rain and your vehicle starts hydroplaning? A. Apply brakes firmly and steer left. B. Turn off the engine. C. Ease off the gas and steer straight. D. Immediately turn the steering wheel side to side. Answer: C. When hydroplaning, sudden movements worsen the skid. Release the accelerator gently and steer straight until traction returns. Which of the following requires a driver to yield the right-of-way? A. When entering a roundabout. B. When driving straight through a green light. C. When traveling on a major road. D. When driving through a construction zone without workers present. Answer: A. Vehicles entering a roundabout must yield to traffic already circulating, regardless of direction. The implied consent law in South Dakota means: A. You must carry a first aid kit in your vehicle. B. You agree to be tested for alcohol or drugs if lawfully arrested. C. You can decline sobriety tests without consequence. D. You waive your right to a driver's license. Answer: B. By driving, you give implied consent to chemical testing. Refusal can result in license suspension. If two vehicles arrive at an uncontrolled intersection at the same time, who has the right-of-way? A. The larger vehicle. B. The vehicle on the right. C. The faster vehicle. D. The vehicle that flashes lights first. Answer: B. When arriving simultaneously at an intersection with no signs or signals, yield to the vehicle on your right. When is it acceptable to use a center turn lane for travel? A. When traffic is heavy and both lanes are blocked. B. For short merging stretches before turning. C. Only for left turns or U-turns when permitted. D. For passing slower traffic. Answer: C. Center turn lanes are exclusively for preparing and making left turns, not for through travel or passing. You must turn on your headlights in South Dakota. A. Only during heavy snow. B. Between sunset and sunrise or during limited visibility. C. Only on rural roads. D. At speeds over 60 miles per hour. Answer: B. Headlights are required from sunset to sunrise and during poor visibility due to weather. What is the minimum following distance in ideal conditions? A. 1 second. B. 2 seconds. C. 4 seconds. D. 6 seconds. Answer: B. The 2-second rule is the minimum safe following distance in ideal driving conditions. When passing a bicycle on the road, you must leave at least A. 1 foot of clearance. B. 3 feet of clearance. C. 6 inches of clearance. D. No clearance if they are on the shoulder. Answer: B. South Dakota law requires at least 3 feet of space when passing cyclists to ensure their safety. What should you do if your accelerator sticks while driving? A. Turn off the ignition immediately. B. Slam the brakes. C. Shift to neutral and steer to the shoulder. D. Speed up to unstick it. Answer: C. If the accelerator sticks, shift to neutral, steer safely off the road, and stop the vehicle. A flashing yellow arrow means: A. Proceed only when a green light shows. B. You must stop completely. C. Turn left if the intersection is clear. D. Pedestrians have the right of way. Answer: C. A flashing yellow arrow allows for a protected left turn when the way is clear. A driver under 21 in South Dakota with a BAC of 0.02% can be A. Released with a warning. B. Charged with underage DUI. C. Sent home without penalty. D. Given a learner's permit. Answer: B. South Dakota has a zero-tolerance policy for underage drinking and driving. When parking uphill with a curb, your front wheels should be A. Turned sharply right. B. Turned toward the curb. C. Turned away from the curb. D. Kept straight. Answer: C. Turn wheels away from the curb when parking uphill to prevent rolling into traffic. What should you do if you see an emergency vehicle approaching from behind with lights and sirens on? A. Speed up and stay ahead. B. Stop immediately in the lane. C. Pull to the right and stop. D. Continue until you reach a stop sign. Answer: C. You must pull over to the right side of the road and stop to let emergency vehicles pass safely. South Dakota's basic speed law means you must A. Always drive at the posted speed. B. Drive below the limit in poor conditions. C. Drive as fast as traffic allows. D. Maintain 70 miles per hour on all highways. Answer: B. The basic speed law requires reducing speed for safety during rain, snow, fog, or traffic conditions. Driving with only parking lights on during dusk or dawn is A. Acceptable if traffic is light. B. Allowed in school zones. C. Illegal and unsafe. D. Required in national parks. Answer: C. Parking lights alone are not sufficient, headlights must be used to improve visibility. A steady red arrow on a traffic signal means A. You may turn slowly. B. You must stop and not proceed in the direction of the arrow. C. You can go after a complete stop. D. The arrow overrides all other lights. Answer: B. A red arrow means stop, you may not turn until it turns green or a sign permits otherwise. On icy roads, the best way to stop is to A. Slam on the brakes. B. Use the parking brake. C. Pump the brakes gently. D. Downshift without braking. Answer: C. Gently pumping the brakes prevents skidding and gives better control on ice. What is the fine for a first offense of texting while driving in South Dakota? A. $50. B. $100. C. $200. D. $250 and license suspension. Answer: B. South Dakota law sets a $100 fine for a first-time offense of texting while driving. A no zone refers to A. An area near schools. B. A pedestrian-only crossing. C. A truck's blind spots. D. A restricted no-entry lane. Answer: C. No zones are large blind spots around trucks where the driver cannot see your vehicle. What's the safest way to regain control during a skid? A. Accelerate quickly. B. Steer into the skid and ease off the gas. C. Turn the wheel opposite of the skid. D. Hit the brakes. Answer: B. Steer in the direction you want to go and ease off the gas until traction is regained. At what BAC level is a driver over 21 considered legally impaired in South Dakota? A. 0.02%. B. 0.05%. C. 0.08%. D. 0.1%. Answer: C. A BAC of 0.08% or higher is legally considered impaired for drivers over 21. When approaching a yield sign, you must A. Maintain your speed. B. Come to a complete stop. C. Slow and give way to traffic. D. Honk before entering. Answer: C. A yield sign requires slowing and giving the right of way to traffic or pedestrians. When turning right at a red light in South Dakota, you must A. Turn without stopping. B. Stop completely and yield to all traffic and pedestrians. C. Only stop for trucks. D. Continue turning unless police are nearby. Answer: B. Right turns on red are allowed after a complete stop and if the way is clear.